Hello, it's me. Welcome back to episode 18 with Amanda Dooney. Amanda is a Norfolk County native and a lover of all things Norfolk. She's the co-owner alongside Susan Judd with Ride The Bine, a craft beverage tour company. This was created back in 2017 with the emergence of many wineries and breweries in the area. It was a way to connect the dots and get people out exploring into their own backyard. Amanda is also a first-generation farmer with her husband Hayden. Together, they own Suncrest Orchards, growing 7 different varieties of apples across 80 acres. I have had the privilege of experiencing Ride the Bine firsthand, and it's been incredible watching the company grow over the years. I have also witnessed Suncrest Orchards during bloom, and it is a sight to see. If you can see an orchard during bloom, I highly recommend it. Now, before we get to today's cocktail, we have a message from our sponsor. If you're looking for the perfect blend of thrilling entertainment, delicious food, and a dash of tradition, then you need to join us at this year's Norfolk County Fair and Horse Show.
But wait, there's more. The Midway will be packed with exhilarating rides and games that will keep the whole family entertained for hours. And let's not forget about the incredible food, from classic fair treats like cotton candy and funnel cakes to gourmet delights. Your taste buds are in for a treat.
So mark your calendars, grab your friends and family, and join us at this year's Norfolk County Fair and Horse Show. For more information and tickets, you can visit their website. We'll see you there.
And you will see me at Fork and Pierogi.
Me also. Not Cooper, though. And now, here's today's cocktail.
Introducing the Suncrest Sangria. I wish we could take credit for this one, but today's guest Amanda brought it herself. This consists of equal parts cider and white wine. We use Pinot Grigio in this case, and the magic ingredient, 1 ounce of Fireball. That's it. Stir and enjoy. And now for today's guest, Amanda Dooney.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew.
Yeah.
We were looking for a munchkin cat. Do you know what a munchkin cat is? They're like little dwarf. They have dwarfism,
Yeah.
so they have little legs. So he was supposed to be what's called a hug rugger. And they're essentially, the term is their belly hugs the rug because they're so low to the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And he was kind of that as a kitten, and then he became an adult, and just the front paws.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
He's like low in the front.
Yeah, shaped like a high heel, I say.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so he's only like half munchkin, I guess, and normal back legs, which works out for him because like he jumps on top of the fridge and stuff. It's pretty insane.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the Bengal in him.
that's the Bengal in him. Yeah, and he's like loves the sink. He only drinks out of the sink,
Oh, he
Which
wants
is-
the fresh.
the fresh water. Even though we have a fountain for him,
Nope.
it's not fresh. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight out of the tap.
Yeah. So, you're almost done. What would you pick it? What would you pick it? What would you call it? Like harvest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Harvest.
Yes. And you own an apple orchard.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Called Suncrest Orchards.
Nice. You're our first apple orchard farmer.
There's
On
a
the
few
pod.
in Norfolk.
There's a few.
There's a few.
Yeah, I do want to have Skylar on.
Yep. And Cleavers.
Yep.
Yep.
So
They're all good peeps.
all in good time. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
You got a good spot though on Hillcrest there.
Yeah.
It's so close to town.
I love that spot. It's nice because it's our own little kind of piece of paradise, but
Yeah.
you're also close to everything.
And you sent me your bio, and I didn't realize you're a first generation farmer.
Yeah. So
Very unlikely.
that is unlikely unique. So myself and Hayden, we both come from farming backgrounds.
Okay.
So he's from New Zealand and he grew up on an apple orchard.
Okay.
So that's kind of what got us into it. And then I grew up on like a former tobacco farm,
Okay.
which was like cash crops as I was growing up. So like I always loved farming. I love being on the farm.
Okay. So it's not brand new.
Not brand
Right.
new.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my university job was actually scouting apple orchards.
Oh.
And that's how I met Hayden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What university?
I did Laurier.
Sorry, nipped my ankle.
Yeah, I studied at Laurier University. I mean, what I majored in, am I doing it now? No, but that's okay.
Yeah. What did you major in?
Geography and international development studies
Okay.
with a minor in history.
Okay.
I know. So now it's like funny because my kids are starting. So I've got 2 older teenagers, 16 and 18. So they're looking at schooling and what to do. And I'm just like, hey, no pressure.
Yeah. I have a diploma in policing. Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
there's so much time. And like, I feel like when you're 20, you're like, oh, I need to do everything now.
Yeah.
Right. And now that I'm 30, I'm like, oh my God, like I could have done, university like 3 times over.
Exactly.
And I'd be this, close to this age. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I keep telling my kids, I'm just like, figure out what you want to do. You can go to school at any age and study whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
I took 2 years. Like I took like a gap year. I didn't go to school until like 2 years after.
that's what my son's doing. He took a year. He didn't know what he wanted to do. So he took a year off to work.
It's great.
He's making bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He's working just at a factory in Simcoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save it.
I know.
Live at home.
Right?
Save your money.
That's what I said. I'm like, this is good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like my number one advice. It's like people are like younger kids are like, oh, I want to move out. I'm sick of it. I'm like, no, like you have something good going here with no bills and unless your parents make you pay bills. But
yeah,
it's good.
We're probably going to make him contribute to rent a little
A little bit. Okay.
But he's pretty good.
Especially if he's like, making some good money.
Yeah.
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 So do any of your kids want to get into agriculture? Are they sick of it?
I'm not too sure. Like they've both worked on the farm in the summer. But I think sometimes they see, the not so fun side, the audits, the stress, the long days, which we're in the peak of that right now. And yeah, I don't know if that is super, super appealing to them.
Have you been audited?
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
So
I guess you're a big business though, so
yeah,
they're kind of keeping an eye on you
and
as opposed to me, who's just have this little podcast.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different audits. So number one, every year we do a food safety audit.
Okay.
So in order to sell our apples in any grocery store retail, we have to be part of Canada GAP and we have to pass a food safety audit.
Okay.
So I just had that 2 weeks ago.
So
it's very stressful.
They send a person in.
Yep.
And they just kind of check in your apples.
Everything. They check all your spray records, all your documentation, your training records. They go out and talk to your employees and just from information gathering, make sure they know all about food safety and what to do and what not to do. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Like it's a good thing, but it's like, it's just stressful on top of everything else that is happening.
Yeah. I was talking to Tyler from Wishbone, and there's a ton of regulations around alcohol.
With alcohol. Mm-hmm.
But
I believe it.
As much of a pain, they're there for
Yeah.
a reason. So, but also food safety is very important.
Food safety is important.
Yeah. So are all your apples going to the grocery store?
Yes.
Okay.
Other than what we sell at our roadside stand.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those two have all been treated like everything is the same. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And will I find your apples here locally at the grocery store? Like, where do you know where they end up?
So it depends on the season and like we don't do the marketing. But yeah, occasionally our stuff like Sobeys is a big one.
Okay, which is Loblaws.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's
Sobeys,
not.
Loblaws?
No, it's different.
Do you want to check that?
I think Superstore's Loblaws.
There's Superstores.
Yeah,
Loblaws.
Superstores.
Okay, so
Loblaws.
like PC.
Yeah, that's
What is Sobeys called again? It'll come to me.
yeah.
He'll get it.
I'm trying to think. So yeah, Sobeys, you'll find our stuff in. I think this year some of our product ended up in Farm Boy and Fortino's.
Oh.
Some of our really early apples.
Okay.
So that was kind of exciting.
Okay. I grew
Yeah.
up. Well, I'm Hamilton, so that's where I grew up. Fortino's.
I love a Fortino's.
So expensive.
I know, but like
But everything is perfect. The produce is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like the bake section, the soup, the sushi. Like you can go for dinner.
it's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
I love it.
Although Sobeys does have like a good, like pre-made section.
Yeah. Which is helpful
Yeah.
when you work all day.
Yeah. Like the last thing I want to do after like taking time to grocery shop after work is cook dinner.
I know.
Yeah.
Like those ready-made barbecue chickens.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like, yep.
Yep.
That's
And like,
that's a good easy meal.
I don't have the Costco membership. Do you have a Costco membership?
No, but there's no one coming to Brantford.
A Costco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard
Oh.
they're doing a deal on memberships. I tried to figure out what it was, but it was supposed to be a deal before they opened. You get a membership and a discount.
Because my dad would get like $10 whole roasted chickens
Yeah.
at Costco. That's a cheap way to feed the fam.
Costco is good, but you gotta kind of price watch
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like a bulk store, right?
Yeah.
they want
Like
you to
toilet paper.
Mhm.
If you have a family,
buy. Mhm. How many kids do you have?
2.
Okay, so family.
4 of us.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It's 2 more than me though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So stuff like that is a good buy.
I
there.
couldn't imagine my laundry doubling. I would lose my mind. Like I'm sick of just doing my own,
I know.
and then 2 more kids on top of that. Like, ugh.
They do theirs.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They've been doing it like a long time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like when I was a kid, I did more like the lawn cutting and like gardening with my mom and stuff like
Yep.
that. Not so much like laundry, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they've been doing theirs for
Oh,
a long time.
good for them.
It's good,
Yeah. Good for you.
right? Who has time?
Who has time? Especially you.
lot.
So it's like, how's the season been? Has it been insane? You said it's 2 weeks ahead?
Yeah, so we started with an early spring.
Okay.
We had a little bit of frost, but it didn't impact our crop. And it's just been rolling and rocking, and we started picking August 4th.
That seems
which
extremely
is-
early.
Yeah, and typically we usually pick around August 15th.
Okay.
So,
And what's like the first?
apple.
Yeah.
So we normally pick first an apple called Paula Red.
Okay.
And we had these beautiful old Paula Red trees from the 1960s, but we pulled them out this winter.
The old creepy looking ones. Oh, I was telling.
I know.
I was telling somebody about those, and I was like, they're so cool. They remind me of like
super
the Snow White
cool.
creepy trees.
They are. Yeah. They're like Halloween.
So you pulled them.
So we pulled them out just because,
60 years old trees.
yeah, they're just not efficient anymore. Right. But the good news is we're going to plant Paula Red back in there.
So new ones.
Yeah.
Okay. And will they look the same, or are you gonna prune them differently?
They'll be, so it's like trees have changed so much.
You're saying.
So a modern orchard is planted on a dwarfing rootstock. So the tree will never get
That size.
that size.
Because you could climb those trees.
Oh yeah.
And the new ones you have, even me, I would snap branches. So,
Yeah. They're just little itty bitty. It's to make everything more efficient and manageable, easier to pick, easier to spray, things
Yeah.
like that.
So if that's the case, like, are those trees? Is that style gonna go extinct, or like, are people
Yeah.
gonna keep them going, or?
So I think if you drive around, you'll see abandoned orchards
Yeah.
and older orchards, and there's still those old trees.
Okay.
But anything new, modernized is your rose, your high density, your
Yeah.
super spindle, where they're just planted, a foot or 2 feet apart.
Yeah, more apples, easier to pick.
Yep.
Because like, how would you pick those ones?
Huge ladder.
yeah,
like yeah. And then so right now, you can put a ladder on one side of the tree and basically pick that whole half of the tree. Those trees are so big and bushy, you're moving the ladder
Constantly.
around to pick the whole circumference. Well, yeah, because labor is expensive.
Yeah. And you're handpicking everything?
Everything, believe it or not, everything is 100% still hand
Whoa.
picked. Yep. So when
That's
you
crazy.
get those apples in the grocery store, someone's hands.
I've seen
Pick
cherry trees. They
They
have
shake
like
'em,
the
right?
shakers, yeah.
Apples you
As-
can't.
you
You'll,
can't,
As we're
'cause
talking, I'm just
you'll
gonna grab
bruise
that
them.
bag of apples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up beside a cherry orchard, so I remember I always like watch the tractor come.
They're
and
super
the machine
cool
would
to
like grab the
watch.
tree and just shake it. I'm like, oh my goodness, this poor tree.
All right, so Amanda brought a bag of apples
Yeah.
from Suncrest. Mm-hmm. And okay, so what do we have here? We have
Ambrosia.
ambrosia, which I think is my favorite.
Oh, also my personal favorite.
Yeah.
It is, to me, it's like the quintessential apple. Like just the shape, The shape is perfect.
The color,
like
Yeah.
it's so pretty.
like this rose color almost.
It's like I like a hard apple,
Mhm.
like crispy and sweet. And ambrosia, it means like nectar of the gods. And
Right. Yes.
See, it's crazy because all I see
sound.
is a bag of apples. I would
Would
not
you-
be able to.
Would you like an ambrosia?
I would love an apple.
Coming. And this is my dad's favorite,
Right. Okay, so let's talk about this apple.
Honeycrisp, which is it fairly new? Like a newer
Newish.
Newish.
Yeah, I
Like-
would say newish.
10-ish years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So everyone goes crazy for Honeycrisp, and they are a really good apple. But I don't know, they're big.
Yeah.
It's a big apple. But
So-
it's good. People love them because they are sweet. They're super juicy, I find. Like
Yeah.
if you bite into it,
We're going to do some ASMR. Is that what it's
I was
called?
going to say we should all
Yeah,
take
do
a
it.
bite.
Okay, right, here, I'll go first. Well, I don't go on.
I like
was
the, I
a
like the
good
eye
one.
contact with me instead of the camera. It's like they're gonna be.
I thought it'd be weird for Amanda. We know each other.
Well, I was gonna say you can
Fine.
look right in the camera.
I love
Look at the
that.
audience.
Let me do it again.
Look at the camera.
You go. This apple's huge.
Okay, I'm going for it.
Oh, that's so
Like that
satisfying.
sounds so good.
That's ambrosia?
Yeah.
Okay, now
Okay.
look at the audience.
I do like that apple.
That's so good.
That's a really good apple. See, I wouldn't call myself an apple connoisseur by any means. When I go to the store, I'll buy apple Honeycrisp. I don't know why.
I like
do.
Spy.
Spy are good for baking, making cider, things like that.
I think what my dad will do, he'll make a apple crisp. But my mom likes to especially my mom. She's an amazing pie maker. Like, I think she was taught. Her friend down the road had a Ukrainian. Are they called nonas or like a Ukrainian grandma?
Like a babushka.
A babushka, yeah.
Yep.
And she taught my mom how to make proper pie crusts and pies. And my mom, by far, makes the best pie. So like every October, we get together with my aunt, my cousins, and we make 50 pies and split them up.
No way.
Yeah. But anyways, so she likes to do a hard apple and a soft apple and blend them. So they're not too firm and it's
Yep.
not too mushy. It's kind of a blend. But I don't know what apple she uses, but my dad likes to mix Honeycrisp and something soft like a Spy
Yeah.
for apple crisp.
Me too. When I
Yeah.
make an apple crisp, I love just mixing in a whole bunch of flavors, textures, different varieties.
Yeah.
It's
You
good.
could do a bunch of different ones.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say, the least favorite's gotta be Granny Smith. Although I do like it. It's very tarty.
It's tarty and I know some people are trying to grow them in Ontario, but it's not
Is it too difficult?
yeah.
Just the climate?
We don't have the right climate. So
Okay.
Washington, the eastern coast of the western
West.
coast of the US. Yeah, they grow a lot of Granny Smith.
Oh, okay.
But it's when I ask someone as an apple grower what their favorite apple is and they say Granny Smith,
Can't be trusted.
it's not a good time.
I grew up on. I feel like the two apples I grew up knowing were Granny Smith and Red Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Delicious.
Red
yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so historically here in Ontario, we used to grow a lot of Macintosh,
Okay.
Red
yep.
Delicious, and Empire.
Empire, yes.
Yeah. They're
Those
also
are the tall.
good.
They're really tall. Or am I thinking of they were really red and really tall.
Red Delicious has
Maybe
to
it's
be
Red Delicious. Yeah, and they kind of they have a very bumpy
Yeah,
top, sort of curvy
Yep.
top.
that's Red,
Red
Delicious.
Delicious. Okay.
So fun fact, Empire is the baby of a Macintosh and Red Delicious.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Right. So what do they call that when they splice plants together? Do you
We're
know?
gonna get
I know you're not a
technical here.
botanist, but
A mommy
that
apple
is
and a daddy
called-
apple.
Had a baby.
like
oh, I can't think of it right now. It's
grafting or something?
grafting. Yeah.
Grafting.
That's when they take the branches. And
Do you want to look that up? Ask Chad.
grafting.
I call ChatGPT Chad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good name
Well,
for it.
Ashley picked that name out, but
I like a Chad.
Chad's so much faster than ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Although most Chads that I know are, how would you coin that term? Bros,
Yeah,
frat
that's
ish.
fair.
Ask it. What was I asking it? Oh, when you blend two different apples to create a new one, what is that called? And I have a really loud keyboard, but it's so satisfying.
I love it.
I love typing on it. You were looking up some history stuff recently.
Oh, yeah, Mexico and stuff.
Hybridization.
Apple.
Breeding.
I thought it was- grafting. There you go.
Yep.
Variety and then can be cloned or propagated through grafting, where a piece of the new apple tree is attached to a rootstock, which is what you were talking about.
Yep.
To grow identical apples and shrink. Oh, so you can clone apples. Oh. I guess they do that with, well, I know they do that with weed, but.
Yeah. So like any trees we get, we buy from a nursery, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you're not like,
We're not
planting apple
breeding
seeds.
them or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't just put an apple seed of one and an apple seed of another and put them together and let them.
So what I've heard is, and I don't know, people should try this, but like every apple seed will grow a different apple.
Like a different.
Like
Yeah.
a different kind of apple?
But I feel like we need to fact check that.
That
But
doesn't make sense.
So you
at all.
think like an ambrosia, all the seeds would grow an ambrosia tree
no,
with
I think
ambrosia
it'll grow
apples?
something different. It's
What?
weird, yeah. But we need to fact check that. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, ask Chad.
Yes.
We'll ask
Um,
Chad. We'll ask Chad.
What was I gonna say?
Because ambrosia was actually a chance seedling in British Columbia.
Oh, it was just like a fluke.
It was just like a fluke. And what a beautiful apple.
And then, since if that is true, they would just have to clone it then to get the same. Mm-hmm. Oh, apples are so weird. Chris,
Oh,
carry genetic.
You're right.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't read it so well. I have a glare off the light here, but
So I'll tell you. It says, if you plant the seeds of a Honeycrisp apple, the resulting trees will not produce true Honeycrisp apples. Instead, they will grow into a new, unpredictable variety.
what?
Whoa.
Is it gonna like start snatching your dogs up and eating them like
that's-
the Whomping Willow in Harry Potter?
That's a weird way to describe it, but yeah.
Imagine every apple tree was like the Whomping Willow, and you had Harry Potter, but you just had to like armor up to like pick apples. You get swatted every once in a while.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
It would be awful.
Apples would be really expensive.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, you'd have to have really good benefits.
Yeah. In order to pick them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird because anything else you plant seeds, right? Pumpkins, like you're getting the seed,
You get
the
a
same
pumpkin.
thing as what you grew from or what it came from.
Are there
originally.
different varieties of pumpkins, though? Or
Oh, I would
for
assume.
sure,
yeah. Well, it's technically a squash, right?
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay.
And there's tons of squash. A lot of squash.
A lot of squash.
Yeah. I was talking to, I'm so bad with names today. David's chef,
Scott.
Scott McRae.
Yes.
He was telling me there's the smaller pumpkins, I think, are sweeter, so better for pies, and then the bigger ones, not so much. You don't want to be
Better
bake-
for jack-o'-lanterns.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to cook with those. But the small pumpkins are like dense and sweet and flavorful. So
That makes
So
sense.
you don't think those 1,000-pound pumpkins from the fair would make good pies?
Oh,
probably not.
Just
It's
a
probably just
lot of
full of
pies.
water. It'd
Yeah,
be kind of
just-
flavorless,
starchy.
starchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he likes to take those long gourds, cut them in half, and use them as serving plates. Isn't that genius?
That's so cool.
I don't think he's doing it at the restaurant, but he likes to do it at home. And he would just, put stuffing in it at Thanksgiving, and you have this instead of like a white plate, right?
That's really cool.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful
Love
idea.
it.
And you're not going to eat those like long gourds. People just make instruments out of them or something.
Right.
You know the ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grew some there's one, it's like a snake.
Yeah. Oh, the long yellow one. It almost looks like a
Yeah.
really long zucchini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think a zucchini is
Is also a pumpkin?
a squash?
Squash?
It's in the,
Squash family?
yeah.
Everything's a pumpkin.
Cucurbit?
Everything's a
pumpkin. I remember what I was going to say. There's a guy, you might have to Google this, but there's a guy who grafted an apple, an orange, a pear, and I want to say a peach into one tree. And this one tree will grow 5 different fruits.
Right.
And it took him like 40 years to do. But it is a real thing. And somebody told me about it and I was like, bullshit. And I looked it up and it is real.
Because it's on a rootstock.
I guess.
Right.
Okay, so when you say rootstock, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so in the nursery, you're going to have like a cutting from an ambrosia tree
Yes.
and you're going to graft that onto like a root, a totally separate root.
Oh.
And I think they do that with wine, like
Grapes.
for wine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what grows.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, and
So
that's
you could, I could.
that's the cloning.
Yeah. I could
okay.
see how you could put 4 different things
Put
on
a pear
one.
and this and that.
Yeah.
Did you
fruit
find it?
salad tree.
This says you cannot, but
I saw a picture of it, unless it was photoshopped.
It says most apple varieties are compatible with each other, as are most pears, but you cannot graft an apple on a pear's rootstock or vice versa.
What about like an apple and an orange? That seems unlikely, though. It's very citrusy.
Yeah.
I read this article. Unless it was all fake and I got bamboozled.
It's hard to say.
That would be so cool, though.
It would be so cool.
I'm just gonna
Like
go
a
back
fruit
to-
salad tree.
A fruit salad tree. That's funny.
And it'd be interesting because would it all be ripe at the same time?
That's
Probably
probably not. Probably not.
No.
And I was
Well, it
Dust-
says you can.
okay.
Chad says you can.
Thanks, Chad.
Multi-grafting.
Yeah, I spelled fruit wrong. Sorry. Yes, you can graft different types of fruit onto one tree. This
Like
process
peaches,
is known
plums,
as
cherries.
multi-grafting.
Apricots. So I guess it would have to be fruit that's like the same
Related.
demographic.
Yeah, this one says stone
Yeah.
fruits. You can graft different types of stone fruits like peaches, plums, cherries, apricots.
Space saving.
Pommy fruits and pears.
Okay.
Citrus fruits. So yeah, it sounds like
Okay, so it can be
orange
done.
and apple can't, but apple and other ones.
And I was learning, and when I was in Peru, there's no lemons, only limes. And so I was looking this up, and I guess somebody crossed like an orange with a lime to make a lemon, like way, way, way back in the day.
Oh.
Like some Italian guy, maybe. I don't know. But so like if you go to South America and you ask for a lemon, they'll just give you a lime. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that is a lemon down
That is
there.
a lemon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So somebody like crossed a lime with something at one point
Interesting.
and made it a lemon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You might have to fact check this, but I'm like, because I was asking, because every time I'd ask for like, you know, like, oh, you want lemon in your wine? I'm like, sure. And they always put lime. And I'm like, why are they putting lime? And then I asked the guy, he's like, oh, we only have limes here. I don't know.
thought to be a hybrid of 2 other citrus fruits, the bitter orange
Yeah.
Oh,
and a citron.
Okay. Huh.
there we go.
And then it gives me all the history. Thanks.
Thanks, Chad.
But we can't grow any citrus here. It's not hot enough.
No.
Although Dusty did tell me there's a guy here that grows
Bananas.
bananas. So you know about
In a
this guy?
greenhouse.
In a greenhouse.
Yeah,
And it works.
it works.
Sounds expensive.
Ontario bananas.
Ontario bananas.
Yeah, would be expensive.
Have you tried them?
Ontario bananas? No.
No. What is he? I wonder if it's just like a hobby for him.
Yeah, that'd be really hard to do on a commercial.
Like on a commercial basis, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like Dusty obviously grows strawberries, but he was thinking of like maybe, you know, growing something weird for fun. Just
Yeah.
taking a little square out.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Coconuts or something. Ontario bananas sounds so weird.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't sound appetizing.
Okay.
I don't know why.
But I bet you everything grows here like so well because of the sandy soil.
Right.
So I wonder if,
It's just the winter.
yeah. So it'd have to be in a greenhouse, but
Yeah. So we actually planted some peaches this year. So historically, Norfolk used to grow a lot more peaches.
yeah.
Then we had some really nasty winters. So peaches don't like -20.
Just
It like
they're
kills.
toast.
Yeah. It can-
peaches are my favorite fruit.
I love peaches. So we planted some this year as an experiment. Because I
Okay.
mean, you remember last winter. Did we have a winter?
No.
No.
Not really. But the winter before was awful. I remember like it was
Was
like
it?
slushy and
Yeah.
like huge amounts of snow.
But
But maybe not -20.
yeah, like it's just it's warmer.
Yeah.
It's warmer. So
Which is-
we're gonna try some peaches. We didn't plant a lot, but we're gonna try it
Okay.
because I love peaches.
It's like the best flavor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and when is that? Like kind of August?
Yeah.
Is the best time
July,
for peaches?
August, yeah.
That's when I go peach crazy and just peach crisp and peach this.
Yeah, I
peach
could
that.
eat like 8 million peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think August, a lot of our cocktails were peach themed.
Nice.
That's when I was doing
Oh.
peach themed ones. I was like, I have to. Everything's here.
yeah.
and ready to
There's some-
go.
There are some
Yeah.
good ones.
Yeah.
It's so nice when you can take the flavors of the season and do cool things with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like today's beverage.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about this?
Yeah. What did you make for us, Amanda?
Okay.
The first
And
guest
and
to
this is the
come with a cocktail.
first guest to make us a cocktail.
Yeah. So today we did a cider sangria. And it's delicious. I found the recipe on the internet because I was looking for sangria recipes. So in my spare time, we do some horse showing. And I always like to bring some sort of sangria in a giant sangria container. So I was like, what's like a fall? Because we have a September horse show. And I'm like, what's a fall? Like, there's got to be a fall sangria.
Yeah.
And I found cider sangria, and it's super easy to make. It's fresh pressed cider, white wine, Pinot Grigio is good. Go with Ontario or local if you can, and do that in equal parts. So whether you're making a huge batch or you're just making a little glass, equal parts cider and white wine, and then a splash. Here's the secret: a splash of Fireball whiskey
The fireball really warmed it up.
to give that like cinnamon taste.
I generally like if people are like, let's shoot fireball. I'm like, no. But if it's in something, I'm like, oh yeah,
That's not bad.
it's good. I like it.
I really like mine's gone. I liked it a lot.
I wonder how that would be like a mold, like warmed.
You could
Yeah,
totally
That'd be
warm
really
this.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
You could
Put a little
totally mull this.
Cinnamon stick in it or
Throw
something.
some cinnamon sticks, some clove. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be good.
I do like some mulled wine with cloves.
Yeah,
Cloves in it.
Put
we
it in
should
the
try.
thermos.
We should experiment red wine with.
It might work.
Yeah,
It might work. Like what type of red?
maybe like a Pinot or something lighter.
Yeah, like a Pinot Noir.
Yeah,
That could work.
it could work.
Might have to
Should-
try it.
Should experiment.
If anyone tries it, let us know
Yeah,
how that is. Yeah.
yeah,
And then invite us over to
Yeah, and then invite us over.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Nice. Well, thanks for bringing us a drink.
Of course.
I was like, you texted me that. I'm like, I'm going to bring a drink. I'm like, that's so Amanda.
Yep.
Yeah. And obviously, like, I was going to make something Apple themed. I just didn't know what yet. And then you were like, I'll bring something. I'm
This
like,
is
perfect.
Yeah, I knew this was just perfect.
Yeah.
It's good. It's fall. It's fun.
Yeah. And it's easy.
Easy.
It's easy to drink,
Like
easy to make.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Having family over. What a great thing to have.
So is your dinners or just your diet in general, is it very apple heavy? Or you just see it all the time, so it's like maybe it's the opposite.
Ooh, I'd say it goes both ways. Like I definitely try to use it's been apple grilled cheese.
Oh,
So
okay.
slices of apple and grilled cheese. Thank you. Jason Mayo does a really good one. We actually made a grilled cheese in our orchard
Nice.
the one year. It was super fun with Honeycrisp apples.
Nice.
Yeah.
He made me we had him on some kind of folk live thing, and what did he make? He made some kind of grilled cheese something.
Yeah, it's good with apple.
You know what I like to do? Put cheese on the outside so it like crusts.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I got this from, my dad really likes to watch Jamie Oliver, and he did it once. And so, yeah, you just like put slices of cheese down and then put the sandwich on it, on the cheese.
That sounds
That's
amazing.
so
Like do it
smart.
after you make it crispy and then
Yeah, that's really smart. I'll have to try that.
yeah, makes it crunchy, and it's just like this cheese, like hard cheese crust around it. Almost like a cheese bread, sort of. You know how it gets like baked on top?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yum.
I'm a sucker for grilled cheese.
Who doesn't love a good grilled cheese?
Yeah.
That's good. But try one with apples.
I will. That's where I find Granny Smith, like the really tarty.
Yeah.
Put it in with the cheese, and then maybe like a jam or something like that, or a chutney.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be really good.
Charleville used to have a really good panini apple something. It was very good.
I'll have to talk to Mel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, here's some apples.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while, so she might have it still, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yum. But yeah, apples. What else? Lots of apple crisp. eating apples. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm generally not a big apple eater,
No.
but like an apple pie or an apple crisp. It's pretty rare that I'll go to the grocery store and just buy an apple and just eat the apple.
Right.
But if someone's like, hey, you want an apple? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And I'll just eat it.
If they're around. It's a great portable snack.
Yeah.
Very portable.
Very.
Yeah.
Like there's no like garbage to it really. Like you can even compost your core.
Yeah. Did you, well, I guess you have a farm, but did you ever get that compost thing that Amy was talking about? They're subsidizing?
No,
No, you
she
didn't,
got
eh?
mad at me because I told her I was gonna get one and then I didn't.
Mm.
And I live in a very small apartment, so we actually have to put our compost in the freezer because
so it
we
doesn't
have ants and yeah. So the one of those would have been perfect.
I saw one online the other day and they like dehydrate it.
Oh.
And you plug it in and there's no smell to it. And it's like within 24 hours, it's like a powder.
It dehydrates your compost.
Yeah.
It's not the
Really?
So it doesn't
Brilliant.
stink and it turns to soil almost like within a day.
Yeah.
I don't remember the brand. I got an
Loamy?
ad on Instagram for it and I was
so
like, this
smart.
looks really cool.
Yeah.
There's
it-
one called Loamy.
That's okay. It wasn't that one, but that was the one Norfolk was subsidizing.
No, they had a different one. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was looking at the Loamy and then
Yeah, they were subsidizing some compost thing.
Hmm.
Because like on a farm, obviously you can make a huge one.
Yeah.
But like here, I think there's rules. Like you can't have a compost because people don't want to smell it.
Well, people
Yeah.
don't pick it up. Well, like at the road, if you put compost by the
yeah.
road, it'll just go in the garbage.
But I'm from Hamilton, so green bin
you-
system.
Yeah.
But it's very expensive from what Amy says, just to like get it up and going.
Yeah.
But once you do, you can sell it. Like you sell the compost.
So yeah, we actually use compost on our farm
Okay.
that comes from the Hamilton Green Bin.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so if there was one locally, we just use that.
We
but
would
there
just
isn't.
use that. Yeah. It's good. It's a good way to recycle nutrients,
Yeah.
like from leaves, from compost.
And I know some orchards like to use like lambs and goats to like eat all the grass underneath.
Yeah.
I see.
Do
that.
you-
I
you don't
love
do that?
So it's funny. So Hayden actually gave Skylar Farms, the peeps there, the idea to do that
Okay,
because
to
he's
do
from
it?
New Zealand, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like lamb central.
Super common to run them in vineyards and orchards and
Seems efficient. Like it's kind of a win-win.
yeah,
They get food. You don't have to trim.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was Hayden's idea.
It's Hayden's idea, the kiwi.
Oh. Okay, do you know why we call them kiwis?
I don't know. Does it
Is
have
it the
to do with
fruit?
the bird?
Or the fruit? I don't know.
I think both are kind of symbolic of New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
When you think of New Zealand, like I always think of the kiwi bird.
Yeah. The little with the long, skinny little beak. There are a strange bird.
They're super cool.
Super.
Yeah.
And the thing with New Zealand is there's no predators there. So they have like really, it's just like whatever is there kind of thrives.
Australia and New Zealand are so different.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper likes apples.
So what?
He's trying to get a bite out of it.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen a cat eat an apple. That's amazing.
My cat has eaten tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah, we had a tomato on.
He
on
likes
the counter, and
tomatoes.
he'll just all of a sudden there'll be like a big chunk.
Yeah.
Of it. I'm like,
I think it's like satisfying for their teeth to like sink into
would
it.
be 'cause you get like the piercing
But-
and then the.
I do know tomatoes are poisonous for cats,
Oh,
so
really?
you gotta be
Oh.
careful.
Are they really? Oh.
Mhm. They'll make them sick. But literally 2 weeks ago, he just destroyed a tomato. Like didn't bite
really
or
likes
swallow,
apples.
but just like
Sorry, I'm just watching.
watching my cat eat apples.
He's just loving on it. He's just rubbing it.
I wonder if it's like the smell of the farm or like that. Like
Who knows? Ambrosias have a really nice, pleasant smell.
He loves it.
he's rolling on it like catnip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
I don't often have apples around, so new scent, I guess. Because the odd time I'll just stick it in the fridge. So
Yeah.
although you're not supposed to. Do you know about
Apples?
this? There's
What?
certain fruits like are just better not in the fridge.
I would say apples are better in the fridge.
In the fridge, cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they'll last you longer.
lasts longer.
Yeah.
But things like eggs, which I've been learning because my cousin has chickens now. If you don't get them from like a grocery store,
Yeah, if
because they
they're
haven't been
not
cleaned,
washed
yeah,
or anything, they're good on the counter.
they last longer on the counter. And if you put them in the fridge, they last not as long.
How
Right.
does that make sense?
Because they have like a coating around the egg that
okay.
that defends like bacteria and things like that, because
Whoa.
the egg wants to become a chicken, right?
Yeah.
So it like
sorry,
fends.
chickens.
Yeah, it fends off. You know,
I had eggs for breakfast. I love
Me
eggs.
too.
Me too.
I've been cooking my eggs in bacon grease. I'll
Oh,
cook bacon and
yeah.
I'll take the bacon out and I'll just, instead of using butter, I'll just crack the eggs right in the bacon grease.
you want to know my secret?
so
I got it from a friend. Do you know what gochujang is?
No.
It's a like a Thai. I think it's Thai or Vietnamese, but it's like a chili paste,
okay.
and it's in like a lot of Asian dishes. And I put a little bit in with some butter and stir it around.
Oh.
And it's really garlicky and it has a bit of a kick to it, but it just like
Nice.
makes this like, you know, almost like this bronze looking butter. And then I put the egg on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, check out gochujang's very flavorful.
Gochujang.
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 Yeah,
I'll check it out.
it's sort of like a sriracha, but
Yeah.
not as hot and more like
Garlicky.
pretty garlicky. Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah. So, I know, when do you got to go? Is it noon?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. We're pretty good with the hard stops. Like some people are like, I got to go. So,
Yeah, no, we're good.
okay.
I do have a question about storing apples.
Ooh.
While we were talking about storing eggs,
Yeah.
because I remember I worked at a bike touring company, Red Apple Rides. Philly.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I remember we went for a
Forgot
tour
you worked
of the
for
apple
that.
place. Yeah, it was a really fun job. But I remember we went through the apple place and we went in like the big things where they stored the apples, and I forget what the science was,
Yeah.
but they could store them for a year.
Pretty much. Sometimes, and not often, but they can have a birthday in storage.
And why?
Spies usually. Like spies can last forever.
Are they like sucking all the
stored.
oxygen out or?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So they suck all the oxygen out of the air,
Okay.
and essentially it kind of puts the apples to sleep. So they stop producing ethylene. So ethylene, you know,
Right.
is like a ripener. So that stops that process. So they're just kind of hanging out until you pull them out of storage. But some apples last longer in storage than others.
Okay.
So Ambrosia, Spy, Empires, Gala, like they'll all last pretty long. Honeycrisp, they're doing like a lot of experimentation. So even this year, like I was surprised how late in the season we saw Honeycrisp
Mm,
in the retail stores. But yeah.
that's cool.
So anything I find too, any early apples, they do not store well. I
No.
don't know what it is.
Ones that you're harvesting early.
Yeah. So
Okay.
stuff we're picking in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Just a
don't.
no-go.
Yeah, they don't last.
Because I know when like you grow, or like when you buy the berries in the store, they have that white pad,
Yeah.
and that's to take the like to absorb the ethylene.
Oh, I thought that was just like a little wet diaper for the
No, it's like
the berries and stuff to like.
Does it, I think it does both.
Well, it does
Yeah.
both. Moisture, but also like it tries to try to get the ethylene.
Ah,
And like you're not supposed to, like if you have something really ripe, like don't put it near other fruit because then it'll
Yeah,
make all that.
aren't bananas
Right.
really bad for it?
Yeah.
Bananas produce a lot.
So if you put like a ripe banana near a green one, it'll ripe faster,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think
is
so.
the science behind it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Science.
But maybe not Ontario bananas.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No one knows.
It's the next
Yeah.
adventure. I don't know.
When are your peach trees going to be producing?
Probably 2 years because we just planted them.
Okay, that's
years.
faster than I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 5 to 10.
Yeah. Nope. Anything nowadays like nursery stock, like apples, you can get your first crop in like the 3rd to 5th year.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Eric has an orchard now,
Right.
It does, yeah.
but they're like more.
A
They're
lot
not
of
for eating. They're-
heritage varieties and cider.
Yeah, more for cider.
Right.
They're not as big and they're very tardy,
right.
which I think is preferable for cider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the stuff we like to eat, not so good
Yeah,
for
because you're condensed. It's already sweet, really
Yeah.
sweet. So
these are good. Like the juice is good for sweetening
sweetening it,
to sweeten the hard cider.
because I know Tom will blend stuff. Right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, does he use? I thought he used some of your apples.
For
does.
sure he's used
Okay.
some of our apples.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what Eric does, but I think his are biannual.
Yeah, a lot of those older kind of heritage cider varieties, they are biannual. Honeycrisp is actually a biennial bearing apple. So you kind of
Okay.
have to trick it into producing a decent crop every year.
Are you like whispering in the tree? Like,
It's a secret. No. No, so we do stuff like blossom thinning at blossom time to kind of encourage the tree to put the same amount of blossoms out the next. There's a lot of different things you can do
yeah.
to trick it into bearing a good crop every year.
And to add on that, like to see an orchard blossom, I don't think people realize, but it's like cherry blossom tree. Like I would say even more beautiful than a cherry blossom tree.
And the smell.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh.
And it doesn't last long.
No, it's like, what, 2 weeks tops?
Yeah.
Not even?
Not even. Yeah.
So,
And it's cool. And the bees, like it's a good time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Just like white and pink and
Yep.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
oh, it's so beautiful. It's
Blossom and harvest.
It's gonna be. I wonder if like an orchard. Because do you remember that whole sunflower debacle thing one summer during COVID?
Yeah.
And people were just going crazy for sunflower picks.
Yep.
I feel like you could do that with an apple bloom, but at the same time, it might destroy your orchard. So,
Right.
but people would,
People
Instagram. So
I know. For the gram.
yeah, like when I came to shoot, I think I was shooting for Hemans.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
It's so beautiful.
I feel like I'm in like a fairy tale land. Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
Quite stunning.
Yeah.
We had the drone going. I think you took Ash on the horse or something
Yeah,
too through the
yeah.
orchard, and I got
Oh,
drone shots.
wow.
It was so cool. Like
That's super majestic.
Ash riding a horse with blooming apples and
It was
sunsets.
majestic.
Yeah.
That golden hour.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you have a beautiful looking orchard too. And like where the sun hits it, it's just like, whoa,
Yeah. That's
Like
a
a-
nice spot.
photographer's paradise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I should amp that up more.
It's an idea.
That's an idea.
It's an idea. you know?
Yeah.
Some extra cash flow.
Right? Yeah, so that's what we do in the winter. It's like, okay, what does the next season look like? What are we doing?
So-
what sucked this season?
Yeah.
So
I always wondered what farmers do in the winter because nothing's growing and they're not like, what do you do?
what do we do?
Are you just
So
kind of taking it easy?
a little bit. It's like I find you sleep in a little more.
That's nice.
You get to hang out with friends and family that maybe you haven't seen in a little while. But yeah, a lot of it is planning for the next year. So even right now, we're starting to work on our applications for bringing our labor in
Okay.
March.
Okay.
So it's,
You
yeah.
were saying that. Can we talk about what you were talking about over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so labor. As you guys know, like we employ people offshore. It's hard to hire Canadians to come work on a farm. So I think just because of the nature of the season, people want to have a full-time job.
Yeah.
They can't afford, Canada's expensive.
Yes.
Who can afford to work for 6 to 8 months of the year, right?
Yeah.
You got to have multiple jobs or hustles. But what works great is with seasonal agricultural workers. When they come here, they're not paying rent or very like minimal rent. Like I think on our seasonal program, we charge them $2.68 per working day.
Okay.
And
so
that
the cost is
includes-
really low.
Cost is
Yeah.
super low. And
It's
that
just to cover your costs.
yeah,
essentially.
and that's part of the contract. I have no say in that. That's set out by the contract. But yeah, that includes like your Wi-Fi, hydro, water,
Okay.
everything. So their wage goes even a lot further than say someone who, and right now we're paying higher than minimum wage. But yeah, their wage goes a lot further than maybe someone who's working at Tim Hortons, just because the costs Canadians have. But yeah, so a lot of guys like coming up to Canada from Jamaica, from the Caribbean. They come here for the summer months when it's nice and warm, and help with the harvest. And yeah, like I think most farmers would agree with me. We can't have a farming operation without them. So we rely on them a lot.
And you use the term, because I was talking to Dusty, I was like, I don't know what the proper term is. I say offshore worker, but you said seasonal worker.
Yeah.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. Seasonal worker, international agricultural worker,
Okay.
things like that. Farm family.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to get canceled. I was like, I don't know. Offshore worker, I've heard a lot, but I was like, I don't know what the right term is. So
Yeah.
I like, seasonals.
Seasonal worker.
Okay.
People say migrant worker. I don't know if I don't really like that one.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because even our guys, like the same guys are coming up year and year. So I'm like, to me, they're not migrants. Like
No.
they spend more time here than they do back home, actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not a migrant to me.
Well, I know, like even Fillmore at the winery, he'll be here till he's the last one to stay.
Yep.
But upwards into December.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's like, bundled up. Because
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys wear jeans and sometimes a sweater when it's almost 30 degrees out. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm dying. And they're like, oh, because they're just used to heat, right?
Yep.
So
Yep, they're
Jamaica's
used to the
hot.
heat. Jamaica's hot.
Yeah.
Yep. So this year we've done something a little unique. We employed someone from Kenya on our farm.
Cool.
So someone I've met in my travels, kind of got to know him, and I thought, hey, I think this guy would be a really good fit on our farm. So some money and a lot of paperwork, and we were super excited. I picked him up at the airport
Cool.
on March 12th.
Cool.
So he's been here since March.
How's he liking it?
Loves it.
Yeah.
Yep.
First time in Canada?
Time flying.
Flying.
First
Oh my
time,
gosh. So like huge culture shock.
huge culture shock. So
Yeah.
it was funny. So he flew by himself and he had to change flights and terminals and things like that. So I spent a lot of time like, okay, when you get to Heathrow,
Yeah.
you're
Go
arriving
here.
in Terminal 4.
Yeah.
You need to find the sign that says go to Terminal 3 and you need to
He's
hop
like-
on a bus.
He's like, what's a terminal?
I know. Yeah. So, because I was just like, I know me, like traveling can be intimidating, right? Especially if you've never done it, like how scary. So, but yeah,
and he's liking it. He's liking the work.
loves
and,
it. And
okay.
he fits in great with our Jamaican crew
Nice.
and stuff. So, yeah. So I'm heading back to Kenya this November. And I'm going to see if we can maybe recruit a few more people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he'll be back there then.
Yes.
You're going to visit him. And,
So fun fact, we're actually going to fly back together.
oh, there you go.
We're going to split up and then we're going to reunite. And I'm going to go spend some time and stay with his grandma in his village.
No
and
way.
I'm like so pumped for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the village? Or?
Migori.
Magori.
Yeah.
Magori.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
In
like
Kenya.
in Kenya.
Okay.
Because I feel like, okay, you know us, when we travel, we stay in hotels, we stay in lodges. Maybe we get like a bit of the culture and lifestyle, but we're not getting. Same thing like when people go to Jamaica and I love Jamaica. I'm like, you went to the resort.
You're getting a very westernized version of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I'm super pumped because this is the real deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you picking up on like a couple Kenyan words and things like that?
A little Kiswahili.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swahili, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's exciting.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's such a good opportunity for people who don't have opportunities like that there. It's very difficult. People in Kenya, I find, are very well educated, but there's not a lot of job opportunities. They have a huge population of young people, and there's just not enough jobs, right?
So a good opportunity then.
Yeah.
So you might open kind of like the floodgates, possibly.
Yeah. I've actually had some meetings with the Kenya High Commission in Ottawa.
Okay.
So they actually want to recruit more Kenyans and bring them here for farm work.
Okay.
And we're kind of working on doing a pilot project in Norfolk, which would be super cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Because there's a need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine. I'm already thinking about like the cuisine that would come with that.
So good.
Because, like the Mexican here and the Jamaican food
I
here
know.
is off the charts.
I know.
And like just bringing a different culture here, I'm like, I'm already thinking about the food. I have a problem.
Right? No, it's fine. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Our previous pod, or what was our previous pod? Fernando. Yeah, so he was talking about, you know, from Tacos and Tequila in Normandale?
Yes.
Yeah, so he was our
Nice.
previous episode. So he was just talking about how, you know, just cuisine, and it was just, you know, he grew up on, with his dad making, it was like a seafood restaurant in Mexico, and
No way.
yeah, he has a bachelor's in international business, I think, but it's easy for him to just cook his cuisine here,
Right.
Because he's Mexican, so.
Well, and plus in Norfolk, other than the seafood,
Yeah.
like we have everything
Yeah, everything.
a chef could want.
Yeah, yeah. He's so funny. Well, you might see it later, but he was just like, I want to die on the soil. I want to be buried here. Like, he just like loves it.
Wow.
Loves it.
There is something to be said about Norfolk.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but I think it really has to do with the soil.
You think?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I look at my grandparents, both my mom and my dad's parents. Like they came here from Eastern Europe, 50s, 60s, kind of, there was nothing. They came with the clothes on their backs, got into farming, right? Worked really hard. And then they were able to purchase their own farms. So it's like, it's the soil. So I think in Norfolk, if you are willing to work hard and take advantage of opportunities, you can be successful. And I think a lot of that is kind of tied to soil and agriculture in a weird way,
Especially here.
especially here.
Dusty was talking about his, because he's fourth generation.
Yep.
His grandparents kind of did it off of rose bushes and supplying the grocery stores with those garden pop-ups.
Right.
Which they do themselves now, which is kind of sad. But he said, you know, like Portuguese families, that was their thing. They would
Yep.
sell soil and rose bushes, and that's kind of how they got their start.
Yep.
So,
And now Dusty's growing delicious strawberries and
yes.
shipping them down to Florida.
Yes.
And then we're in a weird way eating like an Ontario berry that was kissed by the Florida sun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and it just comes back.
And they taste better. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that?
He sells, I guess, equivalent to like the stalk or the root.
Yeah.
But have you been to his greenhouse? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So like the odd strawberry will grow. And if you try that, it is like candy, because it's all of these, whatever he's feeding these plants are getting concentrated in that odd berry, because they're not supposed to grow berries. It's
Right. Just the plant.
just flukes here and there. And if
Yeah.
you catch the odd berry, oh my God. It's like eating, I don't even know, like a candy. Like a candy. It's the sweetest strawberry I've ever tasted in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Norfolk.
Norfolk,
Yeah.
who would have known?
Who would have known?
Yeah.
Grow
And you
up.
were born and raised here, yeah?
Yeah.
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 It's pretty cool.
I love it here.
So do I, but I moved here.
But that's fine.
But my mom's from here, so I have family roots. I have I
Yeah.
have blood here. You know, all my aunts and uncles, my cousins are here,
Yeah.
and I grew up coming here and coming to the fair and coming to Friendship Festival, and
Right.
so I just didn't grow up in the school system and
That's all right.
that kind of thing.
That's fine.
Yeah, but my roots are here, so
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's cool. It's like I like to see other people laying down roots here and
Yeah.
calling it a home, right?
Well, that's what I was talking about with Fernando. It's just like I was like, what does it for you? He's like, the people. And I said this. That's my reason. That was my whole reason for moving here. So
There's so many cool people here in
right,
Norfolk.
I met another Drew.
Yeah. And we're somehow related as well.
Somehow
Somehow.
our families are
Aunt,
married.
uncle, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Norfolk is very 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Well, we're not blood related, but we're related by marriage.
Right.
And I saw your aunt at a wedding.
Which aunt?
She was the officiant at a wedding.
Oh, my Aunt Candy.
Aunt Candy, yeah. It was
Yes.
Aunt Candy, yeah.
Was it the one at Blueberry? Or one before that?
No, it was the one in Tilson.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or was it? Yeah, I think it was Tilsonburg, the Tilsonburg one. Yeah.
Yeah, she's efficient.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So
That's Norfolk.
they're around.
That's Norfolk.
Mm-hmm. I just don't. I have a different name. I have my dad's name. So, yeah. But people think I'm from Dover because there's Walmsleys in Dover,
Right.
but they're fake Walmsleys. I'm sorry if one of you are listening. It's true, because they have a missing L. They spell it W-A-M.
Oh.
How would you say W-A-M?
Wham.
Are you sure?
Wham.
You say it wham, right?
Oh, it'd be wham.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Am I
it
wrong?
would be wham.
Would be wham.
Whamsley.
So my name is spelled W-A-L-M. So I'm Walm. They're Wham. But
Yeah.
they say Walmsley. but they're fake Wamsleys. They're the Wamsleys.
I get it. They're
Yeah.
the Wamsleys.
Yeah.
They want to be the Wamsleys.
Probably don't like that, but
Cooper wants my ambrosia.
there's a Wamsley listening. It's true. That's how you would say it.
What do you think, Cooper?
And I have one more apple here we haven't talked about.
Okay.
Is this the one?
Yeah,
What is this one?
that's a gala.
This is Gala.
Super popular.
Okay.
Everyone loves a gala.
Why?
Sweet,
Sweet,
crispy,
crispy.
low acid.
Okay. Okay. Is Honeycrisp higher acid?
I would think so.
I sometimes if I eat an entire Honeycrisp, I kind of get like acid reflux a bit.
Yeah,
It feels like it's kind of like stuck.
that makes sense.
Okay. Which is
Yeah,
probably why I don't eat apples all the time. But you want to hear a funny story?
I do.
Ash is allergic to apples.
What?
I didn't know that.
So how it goes is she's allergic to trees, like severely. So anything
Oh,
from a
tree
tree,
fruit.
yeah, tree fruit. But if it has like a thick rind, like an orange, oranges are fine. You know,
Okay.
bananas fine. But plums, apples, cherries,
What
like
about
if
nuts?
Peaches?
nuts, no.
No nuts. Okay.
Yeah, deathly allergic to nuts. Anaphylactic. Yeah. Peanuts fine though, because it's a legume.
Ground. It's a ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Cashews fine. Pistachios fine. Yeah. So when she was a kid, she would always eat apples and get like a scratchy throat, and she just thought that's
Oh,
what
that's
apples
what
do.
apple-
Yeah,
yeah.
like eating a spicy pepper. It makes
Yeah.
you spicy.
Yep.
Until like she was talking to people, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's like this one really itchy." People are like, "What?"
It's a
Actually,
really
it's not supposed to.
itchy apple.
It's not supposed to do that. She would like scratch her
no.
tongue.
Oh.
Oh no.
So then she got tested, and they're like, "Yep,
Yep,
don't
you're-
eat apples." But if it's cooked, it's fine.
Interesting.
So like an apple, not that she would eat apples,
Okay.
anything, but
Can she have pie?
she can, but she's not going to eat an apple pie because she just generally doesn't eat apples to begin
Yeah,
with.
that's fair.
But like, you know, if there's like a cooked cherry, like a cherry pie or like a maraschino cherry, that's fine. But if she takes a cherry from a tree and eats it, she'll react. Super weird.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So no apples for Ashley.
But she can have grapes and wine.
She can have wine. I think she eats grapes. Yeah, she eats grapes. Grapes are fine.
Can she have like a hard cider?
She has. She's
Okay.
sipped it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fine.
Okay.
Because I guess it's like processed.
Yeah.
It
Interesting.
might be more like the skin
Yep.
and just biting into it. But if it's being pressed and alcoholized and whatever, fermented, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff, yeah. I feel like it's fine.
Huh.
Yeah. So no apples.
Sorry, Ashley.
That'd be a bummer. Okay. Is there anything I haven't touched on? I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got a busy farm to run.
Yeah, no.
And it's
we're-
harvest season.
We're good.
Okay.
You should bring me back in the winter and we should talk Ride the Bine.
Yeah. We haven't even
Oh,
touched on that.
shit.
Okay. So I did ask Susan to come on
Oh.
and she was busy.
Good.
I was going to have her on like October 1st, but she's just getting back from like vacation or something.
Yep.
So I wonder if like the two of you together would be
That
a
would
good.
be super fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be cool. And then we can also talk about Susan. So,
Yep.
okay, maybe we'll do that.
And one thing before you go, can you grab another apple, Drew?
Yeah.
Because it's bugging me that you guys are just like, oh, this is this apple. No,
Oh, a different one?
you know,
This one?
you hold them side by side, or I'll hold them. You hold them side by side.
Okay. Yep. All
So-
right.
You should, compare. And that's a small Honeycrisp.
This is this is a Honeycrisp. Well, here's the
And how did and that's annoying. How do you know it's a Honeycrisp? What
I can
Color.
just
you just look at it
tell
and
by
they-
like the striping, the shape, the color.
Well, the Honeycrisp always has like that green.
Yeah, they're
Going
like kind
down.
of stripy.
Yeah.
okay,
Gala are stripy, but it's more like yellow.
like they look different to me subjectively, but
The shape is different too.
And ambrosia.
so
I know.
those two are the same.
No,
Really? Okay.
Gala ambrosia. Ambrosia has like a pinker color.
Yeah, they're more pink.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
This is right here. I'll toss them. That's ambrosia. That's Gala. See how like red the Gala is?
This one looks lighter, but I would just
Yeah.
assume, and it's got
I guess they look kind
little
of similar. But.
Cooper bites in it.
And then
Yep.
doesn't
Oh,
ambrosia?
does it really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He bit it.
Yeah, I think so.
There's some fang marks in there.
See, but they just this one looks just slightly pinker, but I would myself would put that to like, oh, it was picked a day earlier, maybe.
No, different.
See like the strands going down the Gala? I don't know. Like the ambrosia is like,
Yeah, galas are stripy.
They,
Ambrosia's more like a matte.
I was going to say matte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an
And they're
even
more
pinkish kind of.
And then
and the butts are different.
the butts are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ambrosia has a bigger butt.
Good for them.
Bigger butt.
Bigger butt.
You must be doing a
Okay.
lot of squats.
Well, I'll accept it. For me, it was bugging me how you guys were just like, oh, it's a yeah. I'm like, they look the same.
Honeycrisp?
Yeah, it's a Honeycrisp.
That's Honeycrisp.
Okay, so that one does look different because it's green, but again, I would be like, oh, it's just picked at a different time. I thought they would just change colors as they
Nope.
ripen.
And
All
you have
different.
3 varieties on your?
We have 7.
You have 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool because these are all like we're kind of picking them all at the same time.
But ambrosia is your favorite?
Ambrosia is my favorite. They will also not
Can you drink
turn
them?
brown when you slice them.
Ambrosia?
Yeah, so they're good for like salads, kids' lunches. If kids don't, you know how some kids don't like to eat an apple?
Yeah.
Or you got braces.
Oh, yeah.
So you can slice the apple and it won't turn brown.
I do like a good candy apple.
True.
How do you feel about putting that around an apple?
That's fine.
That's fine. It's not like blasphemy.
To me, a candy apple reminds me of Norfolk County Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
I
only time
mean-
I'll get it.
Yeah, same.
But I'm like,
Summer loves candy apples, but she just gets it all over her face, and I just make fun of her for it.
and your teeth are
Like, you're a
pink and
child.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's I can't it can't touch that one.
Oh, there is a little bite, you little shit. He bit it.
A little fang.
Little fang bites. I think it's satisfying for them to just sink their teeth into something.
Yeah, they
That's
just-
not my skin.
Fair. Yeah, we don't want them to do that. But they like biting cardboard. and
Yeah.
couch cushions.
Couch cushions?
My couch cushions have been destroyed.
They bite your couch
the
cushions?
corners.
Oh, he's
It's
good
weird.
with that.
It's weird.
He does like to scratch certain material, but
Cooper.
he's going. Oh, see, he likes the ambrosia.
He
That would be a cool test.
Which apples cats prefer?
Yeah, just have them
Lined up.
See which one Cooper.
I don't know. He's eyeing the one in your hand though.
No, I want this one.
Or is that ambrosia? What did you bite? A gala? No, that's ambrosia.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That
Yeah. How is it?
it's delicious. I usually just buy Honeycrisp because that's what I'm familiar with, but
Yeah,
Maybe
people
I'll
go
switch it up
crazy
now.
for Honeycrisp.
and I don't know why I do. It's just what.
And they're expensive.
What are we
They're a
talking?
hard apple to grow. So people are always like, why are Honeycrisp expensive? So a couple reasons. Number one, they're a multi-pick. So the whole tree doesn't ripen at the same time.
Oh,
So we're usually going through
that
about
already sounds annoying.
3 times to pick the whole tree
I see.
because it doesn't ripen at the same. So your labor costs are triple. They also get a calcium deficiency called bitter pit. So if you ever see like some dark spots kind of on the bottom of the apple, it's from a calcium deficiency. So in order to prevent that from happening, we put a lot of time, effort, product into like soil health and nutrients in the soil. We also spray calcium. So it'll uptake more calcium
Okay.
in the leaves so that the calcium is available so it doesn't go deficient. So yeah, they're an expensive apple to grow and to pick, and that's what makes them so expensive to buy.
I see. Does a deficient apple still taste good?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can still eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if
it
I-
doesn't affect the taste.
Okay.
Just
if I
like
see
the
a brown
skin.
spot, I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay. Honeycrisp is up there for me,
Yeah.
for sure.
They are a good apple.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Such
was
late
a lot of
notice too. We had some
fun.
move around. I was like, oh shit, I need to fill. Like we're trying to be very consistent with once a week.
Right.
It's apple season. I'm gonna text Amanda.
No, this worked out perfect.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little breakaway from the farm.
Nice. Well, I'm glad I could do that for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And you made us a drink, so even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. Cheers to that. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Check out. Well, I guess you can't really go to Suncrest Orchards, but
Yeah.
Suncrest
Follow
Orchards.
us. We have a
Follow
roadside
us.
stand.
Roadside stand.
Come visit our roadside stand in season.
Yep.
Sometimes people come in January and I'm like, Sorry,
No apples.
I got nothing for you.
Do you want to do a quick plug about Ride the Bine too?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ride the Bine.
Ride the Bine.
Yeah, come explore Norfolk. Look us up. We visit all local wineries and breweries. There's some fantastic stops right here in our own backyard. Yeah, a lot of good things happening in Norfolk. A lot of great wines, beers, ciders being produced.
Yeah.
And Ride the Bine is a great way to explore local.
Yeah, and the bus is great.
It is fun.
It's bougie. It's nice. The tour guides. Who's the Shirley's husband?
Dave.
Dave. He's great. If you get Dave,
Yep.
he's amazing. I've been on a few different tours, and it's like a great way to get around the county and not have to DD. So.
Yeah, not have to DD,
Yeah.
explore.
We did like everybody met here, big group, and then they just drank for the day, came back, sobered up, or slept over, and then it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun day out. It's a good way to celebrate birthdays,
Yep.
anniversaries,
Yep.
bachelorettes,
Yep.
bachelor parties,
Or just because.
or just because. Yeah, a lot of just because.
Is there a minimum?
No.
Okay.
In Norfolk, like we'll take out two. There's actually a 2-person tour going out today.
There we go. Did you hear that,
Oh,
everybody?
that's cute.
2-person tour.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, just 2 peeps. So
Nice.
yeah,
okay. Ride the Bine.
yeah.
Suncrest.
Suncrest. A lot of great things happening in Norfolk.
Sweet.
It's cool. Yeah, that's what I love about being Ride the Bine. It's like just getting to partner with so many cool local businesses and business owners. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good business.
super good.
Nice. Okay. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
for having.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Adios.